Imagine kicking off an epic adventure at 11:30 p.m. Yep, that's right, a midnight departure from the beautiful Cuenca, Ecuador for a full day, 24-hour trip for only 50 USD per person. We entered the Chimborazo National Park the moment the gates opened, with the Chimborazo volcano staring straight ahead of us. It's Ecuador's highest peak, and if summited, it's the closest point on Earth you'll ever get to the stars. Then we stepped back in time and visited the very first Catholic church ever built in Ecuador. It's a historic gem built in 1534. Next, we had a quick stop at a laguna and then capped the day off with some unexpected Andean sand dunes in the Palmira Desert. The roads were rough and the day was long, and the altitude hit hard.
Whew, this altitude's kicking my butt.
But escaping the city was exactly what we needed. Exploring a little bit of nature, taking in some more history, lakes, and unexpected sand dunes makes for an awesome excursion from Cuenca. Our 24-hour adventure starts now. First, to get to the meeting point, we needed to order a taxi cab, which was easy enough to do. And lucky for us, we had the 2025 #1 NASCAR champion to get us there, so we knew we wouldn't be late. Now, having said that, I think all taxi drivers in Cuenca hold this NASCAR title. We were dropped off as close as we could get to the Centro because little did we know there was a party going on downtown, and there was no way any taxis were getting through there. Yep, even at 11 o'clock at night. So we walked the rest of the way, making our way up the stairs into Old Town and through the crowded late-night streets. There were crowds of people everywhere being entertained by street performers, and it's not a Christmas party without a Christmas capybara for the kids. The streets look very pretty at night, especially since Christmas is just around the corner. We finally made it to the office of Cuenca Tour 360. We got checked in and we were on our way. I can't say I've ever started a group tour with a 7-hour nap on a bus, but we got settled in, stopped for a quick fill-up of gasoline, and tried to get a little bit of sleep. Around 7 a.m., we made it to our first stop. Hi, good morning. Oh, we're at breakfast. We're not awake. We had a quick breakfast of rice, potatoes, and eggs, and we made our way to the Chimborazo National Park. Once we arrived at the national park, and before we started the hike, it's tradition to pick up a small rock, making a wish or saying a prayer to Pachamama, or Mother Earth, asking the mountain for protection and giving thanks for entering the sacred space. After our wishes and prayers were cast, we started the ascent to the second refugio for a closer look. I've been here 5 minutes and I've already said, wow, it's pretty. Because it is. Whew. The scree makes it hard to get your footing. Oh. It looks like they have horses here for rent as well. They can take you up if you don't feel like walking or can't walk. These horses are so cute. But look at this backdrop. The clouds are just coming over. Isn't that amazing? Wow, we're getting lots of cloud coverage, but you know what? So far, the weather has been awesome. So pretty. Wow, that is beautiful. We took our time, slowly making our way up and up and up. We could feel the air getting thinner and thinner as our hearts were beating out of our chest. I was shocked to see you could actually get Wi-Fi connection, which felt like we were in the middle of nowhere. As we were walking, you'd also hear streams trickling alongside the pathways, and you could see horses off in the distance as well. Well, I'm definitely way hotter than I thought I was going to be. Slowly taking breaks. Getting up there, took a layer off, took my jacket off. The last thing you want to do is sweat when you're in the cold. So the strip layers as needed, I suppose.
Okay, onward we go. We're so close, guys. It's right there. That is the end goal. Whew, this altitude's kicking my butt. But these views are still spectacular. Made it to the refugio, and this big rock has my name on it. Now, they say there's a laguna. And I don't know if you can see those people, but it goes up. Another 100 meters up. Whew, I don't know if I have it in me. Not gonna lie. Whew, it's been tricky. They always say hiking's a good idea before you start. Until you actually start going. And then you're like, what the hell am I doing? They have solar up here. Cool.
The Chimborazo volcano has been a dormant volcano for thousands of years, and it sits almost exactly on the equator, giving it year-round snow despite being in a tropical country. At an elevation of 6,263 meters, or 20,549 feet, it's the highest mountain in Ecuador. Now, because the Earth bulges at the equator, Chimborazo's summit is the furthest point on Earth from the planet's center, even further than Mount Everest. Now that's pretty spectacular.
There are people that are hardcore trekkers that are actually going to summit here. And you can hear them off in the distance yelling on the mountain so that it echoes. And they're up there in the snow and stuff. It's pretty cool. But we are starting the descent down.
Once we made it back down, we all climbed back into the van and said one last goodbye to the volcano. It's lunchtime. You wouldn't know this place was even open for lunch, but we sat and had a traditional almuerzo. This wasn't the actual dish, but traditional lunches usually consist of a soup to start, rice, chicken or meat of choice, with a side, often beans, and a drink. After lunch, we headed off to see the oldest church in Ecuador. Built in 1534, it was constructed shortly after the Spanish arrived in the region. It's located near Colta Laguna, near Riobamba, and marks one of the earliest Spanish settlements in the country. The church is small, with a rustic stone structure reflecting early colonial architecture, and the location couldn't get any more picturesque. Next stop was Laguna Colta. Unfortunately, it started to rain just as we arrived, so we didn't get to spend much time here, but I think it would have been nice to do a little walk around the water. But it did look like a nice family-friendly area with lots of trees and plants. It had a kids' play area. It also had a lot of cute Christmas decorations. Our last stop was an unexpected one. We took a drive down a long, bumpy road to an Andean desert. Okay, so it's not a true desert. It's formed by wind and volcanic ash created by erosion, strong winds, and volcanic material, mainly from the nearby volcanoes like Chimborazo. It's one of the highest deserts in the world with an elevation of 3,000 meters or 9,800 feet above sea level. Still pretty cool to see. What a day. We left Cuenca late at night and came back nearly 24 hours later. We were tired, dusty, and seeing a completely different side of Ecuador made it so worth it. From entering the national park right when it opened, to learning more about Ecuador's history, a quick stop at the Laguna, and even walking on sand dunes, which we never expected to see, this day had a little bit of everything. These are the kinds of trips that remind us why we love to travel. To explore, to learn, and collect moments, not just destinations. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you on our next adventure.